So I think we should probably wait and see if this rain abates a little bit so we don't ruin our gear trying to film.
Hey guys, it's Claire. Obviously, what we plan to do today may or may not happen. We are in Zone 7B, north of Atlanta in the suburbs, and we have a backyard, organic veggie and flower garden. And we are on the beginning stages of the tropical storm that's hitting. So when you watch this video, it'll be Father's Day, which, by the way, thank you to all the dads out there for all of the work that you do. It really does take an entire community to raise kids, and for all of you that have chosen to do that, whether they're your biological kids or, like in Don's case, he's chosen to help me raise my kids. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And Don's dad is no longer with us, and we certainly miss him. But a big shout out to my dad, who truly taught me that I could do and be anything that I wanted. Nothing could stop me. And the older I get, the more grateful I am for that lesson that I really grew up believing because he believed it. So love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. And happy Father's Day to all of you guys. Back to the garden. We have onions that are ready to come out or close to being ready. And we've left them in because we wanted to harvest them this weekend before the rain. Now, we thought the rain was coming more like later today, tomorrow. So now I'm not sure what to do, because if we let them sit in the ground and we don't harvest them, it's gonna rain for 4 or 5 more days and they may rot. And we have 120 onions in there, and we're really hoping to cure them and store them. So we have to make some decisions. I don't think it's wise to harvest in the rain, but I also don't know that we're gonna get a break. So any of you that have onion harvesting experience, I would really love a comment from you telling me what you would do if you were in my shoes. I'm leaning right now towards, if it would just let up and not rain quite so much, getting out there and getting as many harvested as I can. The other thing that we need to do is we've got to get some squash off our squash plants, and we were leaving them so that we could show you all. And now, of course, a couple of them are just like these massive squashes, so they'll be really good for squash casserole. But I don't want to leave them out there too long, because they're just gonna get, the bigger the squash is, the less delicious it is, and it's more fibrous and tough. So you really do kind of want to get them when they're 3 to 4 inches long if you're wanting to eat, fresh squash, which I had some earlier in the week, and it was just divine, which I know is a really old-fashioned word, but it's like the only word that I can think of that in any way can describe how good that squash was. So I guess it remains to be seen if you're going to get to come along with us for a squash harvest and an onion harvest. Hey, guess what?
What?
2 things.
Whoa, look at that.
See? Look at all that. How many pounds? How many pounds do you think it is? It's really heavy.
That's a lot. It's a lot of squash.
That's a lot of squash.
You look very, very wet.
So what I'm gonna say is, gardening in the rain is still 8,000 times better than gardening in 100-degree Georgia heat. This was actually quite pleasant. I got this, we got all the onions, and then I also transplanted 19 tomato plants from that sad bed.
Right.
So let me get cleaned up and dry, and then let's go through with the viewers and show them all the onions and stuff. Is that cool?
See what we got. Cool.
Raining. It's the next day. At least the sun is out, but you guys, I'm so glad that we went and got these onions and these squash out. I think we would have really risked our whole harvest that we've been waiting like months and months and months for. At least with the onions, if you remember, we planted those onions last fall. So this has taken up a lot of real estate in the garden. So I thought I would get up this morning and real quickly just kind of film a little bit more for you so you could see it, and then we'll tack it on to yesterday's video and get it out for you today. So this is an example of what I was really worried about. This was an onion that I found. It already had lost the stalk. It was in the ground with no stalk, and you can see there was a piece of it right here that's kind of coming up. It's still firm to the touch. We'll eat it today, but this is the type of thing. I didn't know how many of these we might have or we might end up with if we let these onions sit in this rain. Here is a white onion, and here is a yellow. The yellow onions are definitely a little bit bigger, and maybe that's just by virtue of being a yellow onion, I'm not sure. But for scale, this is the yellow onion on my hand. This is the yellow onion compared to my hand. And this is the yellow onion compared to the light bulb. And this is the white onion compared to my hand. And this is the white onion compared to a light bulb. I counted, we had 143 onions, which is a little bit weird because we planted 120, but I'm guessing that some of them split, and then when they came up as 2 instead of 1. So I will also say that we need to get them moved downstairs to our basement where we have racks. The garlic is on there now. It's curing from about 2 weeks ago. It's probably ready to get taken out, get these down there to dry. I think there's a lot of these onions though that we're gonna have to eat sooner than we wanted to, just by virtue of how the skins are and the bulb. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe once they cure, it'll look a lot different, but a lot of these look kind of exposed. Not quite as exposed as, say, this one does, but there's a lot. So when Dawn gets up and we get kind of going for the day, we're going to need to sit down, I think, and go through every single onion and make some decisions. So what that means for you guys is I might need a lot of onion recipes, because other than dehydrating some of these and making homemade onion powder, which I'm super excited about doing, and doing basic things like the pickled onions or caramelized onions, or making some batches of veggie broth, if we end up really with a lot more than what we had hoped onions that need to be used up, I would like to hear some of your tried and true and your go-to recipes, or recipes that are in your family. So please leave us a comment. And happy Father's Day. Thanks for watching so much, you guys. It is just so much fun making this stuff for you, and we never really expected so many of you to watch and then comment and let us get to know you, and that's really even made it so much more fun. So we appreciate getting to know you, and we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next Sunday.